Welcome to Maths Companion. In the last video, we have seen that any point on a plane can be denoted by a pair of numbers called coordinates. The first number is called x coordinate and the second number is called y coordinate. The mutually perpendicular lines where we mark the distances are called axes of coordinates. The horizontal line is called x-axis and the vertical line is called y-axis. We have also learned how to mark a point when its coordinates are given and how to find the coordinates of a given point. There was a homework. Let us check the answer now. Draw x and y axis and mark the points a 2 3, b minus 2 3, c minus 2 minus 3, d 2 minus 3. Draw the polygon connecting these points taken in order and name the polygon. First of all, let us draw x-axis and y-axis and mark the distances. The first point is a 2 3. It is here. Let us mark the second point minus 2 3. Now the third point is minus 2 minus 3. Fourth point is 2 minus 3. Now let us join them in order from a to b, b to c, c to d and d to a. Now we have to name this polygon. It's a rectangle because all the angles are 90 degree. Today let us learn something more about coordinates. Coordinates need not be all numbers. For example, to draw an isosceles triangle of base 3 cm and height 4 cm, we can draw axes like this. Here, axes are drawn through the midpoint of the base. What are the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle? Since the base is 3 and this is the midpoint, this distance is 1.5 units. That is, this point is 1.5 units to the right of this center point. Therefore, the coordinates of this point are 1.50. Similarly, this point is 1.5 units to the left of this point. Therefore, the coordinates are minus 1.50. This third vertex is on the same line but 4 units above the middle point. Therefore, the coordinates are 0, 4. So, we can see the coordinates can be decimals and fractions also. Now, let us consider another figure. A parallelogram with adjacent sides 4 cm and 6 cm and angle between them 60 degree. Let us give a name for this parallelogram at first. Let it be ABCD. To draw this parallelogram, we can draw x-axis and y-axis like this. Now, what are the coordinates of the vertices? We know A is 0, 0. Since this distance is 6, B is 6, 0. Now let us find the coordinates of D. For that, let me draw a perpendicular from D to x-axis. This point is the x-coordinate of D. Let it be P. This is 90 degree. Since this is 60, this angle is 30 degree. Therefore, it is a triangle with angles 30, 60, 90. Hence, the ratio of the sides is 1 is to root 3 is to 2. The smallest side is opposite to the smallest angle and largest side is opposite to 90 degree. Therefore, AP is the smallest side and AD is the largest side. So, we can say AP is to PD is to AD is 1 is to root 3 is to 2. But given that AD is 4 centimeters, that is, this is doubled to get AD. So, when we double these two, we get AP and PD. That is, AP is 2 centimeters and PD is 2 root 3 centimeters. Since this distance is 2 centimeters and this is 0, this point P is 2. That means the x coordinate of D is 2. Now let us find the y coordinate. For that, let us draw a perpendicular from D to y axis. This distance is equal to this distance. That is, this distance is 2 root 3 centimeters. This is 0. If we move 1 unit above 0, we reach at 1. If we move 2 units above 0, we reach at 2. If we move 2 root 3 units above 0, we reach at 2 root 3. Therefore, this point is 2 root 3. That is, x coordinate of this point is 2 and y coordinate is 2 root 3. Therefore, the coordinates of D are 2, 2 root 3. Now let us find the coordinates of C. For that, let me draw a perpendicular from C to the x-axis. We know this distance is 2 and this distance is 2 root 3 because these two triangles are equal triangles. This distance is 6 and this is 2. Therefore, from A to this point, the distance is 8. That means the x coordinate of this point is 8 and the y coordinate is this point, and we have seen that that is 2 root 3. Therefore, the coordinates of C are 8, 2 root 3. So here we can see that these coordinates are not whole numbers, they are irrational numbers. Earlier we have seen that coordinates can be fractions, decimals, etc. Now we have seen that it can be irrational numbers also. That means coordinates need not be whole numbers, it can be any numbers. In the meantime, we have seen one more thing. We know x-axis and y-axis intersect at a point, and that point is called origin. Now, how can we find the coordinates of this point? To find the x-coordinate, we can draw a perpendicular to the x-axis. It meets at 3, therefore the x-coordinate is 3. Now observe this length, it is also equal to 3. So we can say this distance is equal to the x-coordinate. And since it is to the right of the origin, we can take it as positive. In the same way, to find the y-coordinate, we can draw a perpendicular to y-axis. It meets at 4, therefore the y-coordinate is 4. This distance is also equal to 4, or this distance is also equal to 4. So we can consider this is the y-coordinate. Since it is above the origin, we can consider it as positive. Now, what about this point? We know x-coordinate is minus 3. This distance is 3. Since it is to the left, we can take the x-coordinate as negative. Y-coordinate is 2. This distance is 2. Since it is above the origin, we can take it as positive. That is, the coordinates of this point are minus 3, 2. What about this point? X coordinate is minus 1, y coordinate is minus 3. This distance is 1. Since it is to the left of the origin, we can take it as negative. This distance is 3. Since it is below the origin, we can take it as negative. Therefore, the coordinates of this point are minus 1, minus 3. Now, what about this point? X coordinate is 5, y coordinate is minus 4. This distance is 5. Since it is to the right of the origin, we can take it as positive. This distance is 4. Since it is below the origin, we can take it as negative. Therefore, the coordinates are 5 minus 4. Now, let us do some more problems. First problem. Find the following. The y-coordinate of any point on the x-axis. The x-coordinates of any point on the y-axis. The coordinates of the origin. The y-coordinate of any point on the line through 0, 1 parallel to the x-axis. The x-coordinate of any point on the line through 1, 0 parallel to the y-axis. Let us take one by one. First of all, we have to find the y-coordinate of any point on the x-axis. This is a point on the x-axis. What are the coordinates of this point? 1, 0. Now let us find more points on the x-axis. This point is 2, 0. This is 3, 0. This is 4, 0. This is minus 1, 0. This is minus 2, 0. And this is minus 3, 0. So we can see that the y-coordinate of any point on x-axis is always 0. We know the y-coordinate shows how much the point is above or below the origin or x-axis. All these points are on the x-axis. It is not above or below x-axis. Therefore, the y-coordinate is always 0. Second part, the x-coordinate of any point on the y-axis. Let us take points on y-axis. This is 0, 1. This is 0, 2. This is 0, 3. This is 0, minus 1. This is 0, minus 2. See, the x-coordinate of any point on the y-axis is 0. We know x-coordinate shows how much the point is to the left or right of the origin or y-axis. Here all these points are on the y-axis. It is not to the left or right of the y-axis. Therefore, the x-coordinate of any point on y-axis is always 0. Third part, the coordinates of the origin. Origin is the intersecting point of x-axis and y-axis. And we know the coordinates of origin is 0, 0. Fourth part, the y-coordinate of any point on the line through 0, 1 parallel to the x-axis. This is the point 0, 1. Let us draw a line parallel to x-axis and through this point. Now we have to find the y-coordinate of any point on this line. How can we find the y-coordinate of a point? We can draw a perpendicular from that point to y-axis and observe where it meets. That is the y-coordinate of a point. So when we take any point on this line, and if you draw a perpendicular to the y-axis, it always meet at 1. Again, if you take any point on this side and draw a perpendicular to the y-axis, it always meet at 1. Therefore, the y-coordinate of any point on this line is 1. Last part, the x-coordinate of any point on the line through 1, 0 parallel to the y-axis. This is the point 1, 0. Let us draw a line parallel to y-axis and through this point. Now we have to find the x-coordinate of any point on this line. To find the x-coordinate of a point, we have to draw a perpendicular to the x-axis and observe where it meets. That is the x-coordinate of that point. So if you take any point on this line and draw a perpendicular to the x-axis, it meets at this point 1. Therefore, the x-coordinate of any point on this line is 1. Now let us write the answers. The y-coordinate of any point on the x-axis is 0. The x-coordinate of any point on the y-axis is 0. The coordinates of the origin are 0, 0. The y-coordinate of any point on the line through 0, 1 parallel to the x-axis is 1. The x-coordinate of any point on the line through 1, 0 parallel to y-axis is 1. Now let us recall what we have learned today. We have seen that the coordinates need not be whole numbers always. It can be fractions, decimals, and irrational numbers, and it can be any number. We have also seen that the y-coordinates of any point on the x-axis is 0 and the x-coordinate of any point on the y-axis is 0. We have also learned the coordinates of the origin are 0, 0. Now, a homework. Find the coordinates of the other three vertices of the rectangle below. We will discuss the remaining part in the next video. Till then, bye.